Hi, I'm Creative Confluence, and thank you for joining me for my A Poem a Week series. This particular poem is called MJ, and I wrote it after the sad passing of Michael Jackson in 2000, yeah, 2000, sorry, 20. I get so used to saying 20 that now I'm out here like saying 20, and you can't be in 2009. And yeah, I'm like, for those people who frequently have parasocial relationships, like, fine, cool, like, I get it, but I'm not one of those people. I very rarely have parasocial relationships. However, with Michael Jackson, from my childhood right up until my um late teens, I had a parasocial relationship with him. I just felt very bonded to that man. And obviously, he was an exceptional performer, by far one of the greatest I ever saw, period, hands down. And like a pioneer, his innovations in just sound and dance and all of that, fine. But I couldn't resist. The guy was just magnetic. And so when he died, I always thought I would get round to seeing him live, and I never did. And so when he died, I felt very robbed. And it's strange when you're a fan of someone, how you can feel robbed at something that doesn't really have much to do with you, because in reality, I didn't know him. He I didn't, like, but I just felt so sad. And so yeah, just a deep loss came over me. And yeah, so I had to write something in honor of him, because he'd been such a staple in my life and such an inspiration to me on various fronts. And so yeah, this poem was me kind of therapeutically releasing this agony, this pain that I felt at losing Michael Jackson. And it's definitely coming from a place of having a parasocial relationship. So for those of you who have parasocial relationships frequently, you may be able to relate. And for those of you like me who don't often do, but sometimes, for the rare exception, like Michael Jackson, it happens to you, you might get me. And for those of you who don't, kudos to you, because it is, I mean, it's an impressive feat to not, not even one person to kind of feel exceptional. So kudos to you, hats off, like, yeah, you're the one. But for mere humans like myself, this is the thoughts and reflections of a parasocial relationship, and it's called MJ. So yeah, I may have said that before, apologies. Okay. Modelled on your life, it would seem, many a dream, countless nightmares, and the almost title of burdened fiend. However, in my memories, and I'm sure in the rest of humanity's, will remain your pleasant, your joyful, your wonderfully effervescent smile, your tender loving care for people, your ability to inspire awe that was regal, your honest enduring love that was faithful, your perseverance through turbulence that was hopeful. A man who outsung his cynics, outdanced his doubters, and outperformed the pessimists, as though he appeared in a mist and gone too soon, as though dismissed by the moon. Mr. Michael Jackson, the world may presume what it will of you, my friend from afar. But one thing remains undeniable. You shone a light so bright, you could be nothing else but a star. Thank you for listening to this particular piece. And just a note, the little excerpt from my poem that goes, a man who outsung his cynics, outdanced his doubters, and outperformed the pessimists. That was a direct quote from Al Sharpton's speech at Michael Jackson's funeral. And I just thought it was so brilliant, so poetic, that it needed to be included in the piece. So, like, in honor of Michael Jackson, the great Michael Jackson, in in gratitude for how much his work impacted me. And yeah, so thank you for joining me for another poem. And if my art nourishes you, please subscribe. If not, well, thank you for passing by. See you.